You wake up, pour your coffee, add a spoon of sugar, and think. It's only a little, but after 60, that little keeps you tired, sore, and wondering why your waist won't budge. I know it sounds crazy, but stick with me for a few minutes here because I am going to break it all down for you. When seniors remove added sugar for 30 days, I've seen 3 big results, and number 2 changes everything. You'll feel steadier in the mornings, lighter on your feet, and sharper by week 4. I'm Dr. Suzuki Sato from Japan. For decades, I've guided older adults who felt stuck until they learned how sugar quietly controls energy and weight. Once they stopped it, even briefly, their bodies began to reset. If you're over 60 and ready to feel stronger again, listen closely. The step I'll share next is simple but critical. Miss it, and nothing else works. Comment "I'm in" if you're starting your 30-day reset today. Most people over 60 don't realize how sugar quietly changes their body. You might not eat much of it on purpose, but it's hidden in coffee creamers, sauces, bread, and even healthy snacks. Over time, those small amounts add up. Here's what's really happening. When you were younger, your body could burn sugar easily. You could have dessert, move around a little, and it was gone. But as you age, your muscles use sugar more slowly. Instead of becoming energy, it turns into stored fat, especially around your belly, hips, and waist. That's why even when you eat less, your weight doesn't move. Now think about your normal day. You wake up, feel a little tired, and reach for something sweet, maybe a muffin or sweetened coffee. You get a quick burst of energy, then crash a few hours later. You feel drained, maybe a little moody, and start looking for another pick-me-up. Then dinner comes, and you're starving again. That's not lack of discipline. That's your blood sugar rising and falling like a roller coaster. Researchers at Harvard and in Japan have studied this for decades. They've found that constant sugar spikes can speed up muscle loss and make the body store more fat in the middle. It also creates stiffness in the joints because sugar molecules attach to proteins and make tissues less flexible. That's one reason your knees or back might feel tighter than they used to. But here's the hopeful truth. Your body listens quickly. When older adults cut out added sugars for just a few weeks, energy levels rise, cravings calm down, morning fog starts to fade. One Japanese study showed that seniors who switched from sugary drinks to water or tea began sleeping better and walking farther without fatigue in only a month. I've seen it happen again and again. One of my patients in her 70s gave up sweet tea for 30 days. That's it. No big diet. Just that one change. By the end of the month, she said her legs felt lighter, her digestion improved, and her clothes fit better. Now I want you to think about your day. What's one place sugar sneaks in? Is it your coffee, your snack drawer, or your evening dessert? Type it below. When you notice where it hides, you take back control. And once you understand what sugar really does, you'll see that giving your body a short break isn't a sacrifice at all. It's a reset. When most people try to cut sugar, they make one big mistake. They just stop eating it. No plan, no replacement, just willpower. And for a few days, it might work. But then the cravings hit, energy drops, and it feels impossible to keep going. That's because your body isn't broken, it's just unstable. The secret to making a 30-day sugar break work is stability. If your blood sugar stays steady, your cravings disappear. If it crashes, they come back stronger. That's why what you add to your meals is just as important as what you take away. Start with protein early in the day. When you have eggs, yogurt, tofu, or even a small piece of fish in the morning, your body gets a steady stream of fuel. Protein helps control hunger hormones and keeps your muscles strong, something that becomes even more important as we age. Studies from Harvard and Japan show that spreading protein throughout the day helps older adults maintain strength, balance, and energy far better than having it all at dinner. The second piece is fiber and hydration. A glass of water before each meal, or even warm tea, helps your stomach and brain communicate so you know when you're full. And when you add fiber, like vegetables, beans, or fruit you can chew, digestion slows down just enough to keep your energy stable. That's why meals that include a bit of both protein and fiber leave you satisfied for hours instead of minutes. Here's the magic part. Once your meals are balanced, sugar loses its control over you. Your body doesn't scream for it anymore. You stop thinking about snacks all the time. Instead, food starts working for you again, not against you. One of my patients, an older man in his 60s, used to feel shaky if he didn't eat sugar every few hours. We didn't start with cutting sugar. We started with adding protein and water to breakfast. Within 2 weeks, the cravings faded on their own. Let me ask you, how often do you eat breakfast with real protein? Type it below. You might be surprised how much better your day feels when you start with fuel that actually lasts. Once your body feels stable, cutting sugar isn't a battle anymore. It becomes a calm decision, and that's when real change begins. Once your body feels steady, that's when real progress begins. There are 2 habits that make your 30-day sugar break work almost effortlessly. They're simple, but when you put them together, the difference is incredible. The first habit is cutting added sugar from drinks. Most people don't realize how much sugar hides in what they sip. Sweet tea, flavored coffee, juice, sports drinks, they all seem small, but they add up fast. The body absorbs liquid sugar almost instantly, sending blood sugar soaring and then crashing. That's what drains your energy and fuels cravings. Here's the truth. If you only change your drinks, you'll already feel a major shift. Replace them with water, unsweetened tea, or coffee with milk instead of sugar. If you like bubbles, try sparkling water with lemon or fruit slices. One of my patients replaced her sweet tea with iced green tea. 2 weeks later, her swelling went down, and she told me she didn't need an afternoon nap anymore. Small change, big result. The second habit is anchoring every meal with protein and fiber. That's what keeps your body strong and full. Protein helps protect your muscles, the very thing that keeps you walking tall and steady as you age. Fiber helps your digestion, lowers sugar spikes, and makes you feel satisfied without needing dessert. You don't have to eat perfectly. You just need a small piece of protein at each meal, maybe eggs, tofu, yogurt, chicken, beans, or fish. Add some vegetables or fruit, and you're set. It's not a diet. It's structure that your body understands. Now imagine this. You start your morning with protein, drink water throughout the day, and keep sugar out of your beverages. Suddenly, you don't crave sweets the same way. Your energy stays even. You're not fighting your body anymore. You're finally working with it. If you've ever tried quitting sugar and failed, it's not your fault. You are missing the structure that makes it easy. Try these 2 habits for 1 week and notice what changes first. Your energy, your sleep, or maybe even how your clothes fit. Tell me in the comments which habit you'll start with. Is it your drinks or your meals? Pick one. That single choice can change how your body feels in just a few days. Once you start cutting back on sugar, you'll notice results fast. But everyone's body is a little different, and that's why fine-tuning matters. What works for one person might need adjusting for another. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress that lasts. Let's start with medications. If you take insulin or other diabetes drugs, talk with your doctor before making big changes. When you eat less sugar, your blood sugar may drop faster than usual. Your doctor can help you adjust safely. If you're underweight or recovering from an illness, you might need extra calories from healthy fats or complex carbs to stay strong. Next, let's talk about sweeteners. Some people use artificial ones like sucralose or aspartame to help transition away from sugar. They can help short-term, but your goal is to retrain your taste buds, not replace one habit with another. Try using them less often as your body adapts. Within a few weeks, you'll notice natural foods start tasting sweeter on their own. Now about cultural foods and traditions. They matter. If your family loves desserts or sweet sauces, you don't need to cut them out completely. Just shrink the portion and enjoy it slowly. You'll be surprised how much more satisfaction you get from a few mindful bites instead of a full serving. In Japan, elders often end a meal with fruit or a small sweet potato instead of heavy desserts. It's a gentle balance, not restriction. Here's something interesting. Better sleep makes this entire process easier. Poor sleep can make your body crave sugar the next day. A warm shower, dimmed lights, or caffeine-free tea before bed can reduce those cravings naturally. It's not just what you eat, it's how you rest. Let me share a quick story. A man in his 70s told me he couldn't stop eating cookies at night. We didn't focus on the cookies, we focused on his routine. He started going to bed earlier, drinking tea instead of soda, and eating more protein at dinner. Within 2 weeks, the cookie cravings disappeared on their own. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your hardest time of day to avoid sugar? Morning, afternoon, or night? Type it below. You might discover that when you fix the pattern, the craving fades all by itself. That's the beauty of this journey. You're not giving something up. You're taking control back. You've now seen how sugar affects your body, how to keep it stable, and which habits make change easier. But what really matters is what you do today. Because lasting results don't come from big leaps. They come from small steps you actually enjoy repeating. Here's how an ordinary day can look when you make this simple shift. You wake up, drink a glass of water or tea, and start your morning with real fuel. Maybe eggs, yogurt, or oatmeal with some fruit. No sugar crashes, no mid-morning fog. You feel steady. By lunchtime, you're not starving because your breakfast actually worked for you. You have a balanced meal, some protein, vegetables, and a bit of fiber. Maybe you skip the soda and have water with lemon or sparkling water instead. You'll notice something interesting. You eat slower, you feel satisfied sooner, and your energy stays level. In the afternoon, when most people reach for a sweet snack, you'll notice the craving isn't as strong anymore. If you do want something, grab a few nuts or a piece of fruit. It's amazing how just 1 month without added sugar can change what your body asks for. Dinner becomes simple too. A small portion of protein, some colorful vegetables, maybe a bit of rice or potatoes. And if you still want something sweet, have a little fruit or a square of dark chocolate. You'll enjoy it more, and you won't need much. What's most important is rhythm. When you eat regularly, drink water often, and build your meals around protein and fiber, your body finds balance again. You stop chasing energy, and you start living it. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s feel younger just from this one change. They walk easier, they think clearer, they smile more because they finally feel in control again. That can be you too. Now I'd love to know, what's one small change you're going to make today? Will you switch your drink, add protein to breakfast, or trade dessert for fruit? Write it below. Every person who comments inspires someone else to begin. This isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. One calm day at a time, your body remembers how good it was designed to feel. You've just learned what most people never hear about sugar, how it quietly drains energy, weakens muscles, and steals confidence over time. But you've also learned something far more powerful. Your body can bounce back faster than you think. In just 30 days without added sugar, you can feel lighter, steadier, and more in control. Not because of a strict diet or expensive plan, but because you finally understand what your body's been asking for all along: real food, balance, and rhythm. Think about how different your next month could be. Imagine waking up clear-headed, walking without that heavy feeling, and having energy left in the evening to do what you love. It starts with one small choice today: swapping that sugary drink, adding protein to breakfast, or ending dinner with fruit instead of dessert. That's it. Here's something to remember. You don't have to be perfect to make progress. Every time you choose balance over sugar, your body thanks you. And it adds up, day by day, week by week. Now I want to hear from you. What's the biggest change you've noticed, or the one you're planning to make this week? Type it below. Your story could be the motivation someone else needs to start their own 30-day reset. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe. Each week, I share simple science-backed ways to help people over 60 feel stronger, move easier, and live longer, without giving up the foods and traditions you love. Remember this: it's never too late to rebuild your health. You just have to start. And once you do, your body will thank you in ways that go far beyond the scale. Let's make this next month your reset, one calm, powerful choice at a time.